Welcome everyone. This is Jim, and welcome to another episode of WWFree. It's that time of the month where you go and join us to watch something on the WWE Network, but more specifically, the free content. And there's some interesting ones. It is currently August 5th at 6:13 p.m. And I say this because even now, I don't understand the pattern of when the free WWE Network updates. It doesn't seem consistent at all. So in case it's not there anymore, know that this is when we're recording. The anchor, as I'm going to start calling the people that are officially in at first, the first person invited, Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, just getting ready to watch some free WWE Network, and today's event is NWO Souled Out 1997. Sarah, what do you know, before we introduce the other guest, what do you know about Souled Out? And everyone get ready at the 1 second mark for those listening out there. Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I remember it was the NWO pay-per-view. It's been a long time since I watched it, so it's going to be like a whole refresher course for me. 97, so it's been 23 years ago. So yeah, it's been quite a while. But I do remember it was big at that time.
And I would like to stress that we'll talk about a variety of topics, wrestling and outside of pro wrestling during this time. Sarah, let's try doing this a different way. Why don't you introduce the guest?
All right, and our other guest that is joining us tonight is going to be Bill.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on again. I've actually never seen this whole show in its entirety. Like, I've only seen like one match and that's it. So
Bill, how weird is it that you had to be introduced by someone that's not me?
I'm actually fine with that.
Sarah,
it's a change of scenery.
Sarah, why don't you give us a countdown, start from 5 and tell us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play, and then everyone hits play.
All right, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And already we're off to the races here with literally cars and trucks.
And it's snowing.
It's snowing and it's black and white. And, you know, this pay-per-view... That you're right there at the Taco Bell. Dirt bags. Okay. So it was between this and Survivor Series 2010. And I had a hard time between the two because this one, I think overall more people would be willing to listen to this show being reviewed as opposed to Survivor Series 2010. The reason I would have chosen Survivor Series 2010 though is for episode 1 we did SummerSlam 2010 of this show, and that featured the Nexus 10-man. No, how many people were on that one, Bill?
I think it was like 14.
Whatever the case is, Nexus versus WWE. The Survivor Series is
Nexus was really hot too, so it
nice.
It was kind of hard, but I mean, I think, you know, when you said WCW Sold Out, I was like, let's do something different.
Right, and it's the only reason I would have even leaned towards Survivor Series, only because we did SummerSlam, and I was like, should I have continuation on the show? Right. I don't know. We got a lot of topics, and I can tell you right now, this opening, if I remember correctly, takes forever. They are in the snow. They're just coming to the arena with ambulances.
Yeah, they got like the whole thing, like the whole shebang. They got ambulances, limos, I guess snow trucks, whatever. It was funny because I was just sitting there thinking a minute ago when Bischoff was hanging out of the back of that truck. I was just remembering when he got fired as general manager for Raw and how he got thrown in the dumpster.
Right. But here's what's bothering me about this now. How did they swing ambulances? That's not something you can just call and say, hey, I need an ambulance for a wrestling show tonight.
Right.
I don't think. Because what happens if, other things happen in the city? Maybe I'm wrong.
That's hard to say on that one. How many ambulances have we seen? This is like the third or fourth ambulance we've seen.
That's about right.
So, guys, there's a lot to talk about. I'm sorry. Guy and girl, woman and man. I don't know what.
I do that all the time, too. So
there's so much to talk about. I mean, again, some fresh news. Marty Jannetty apparently killed somebody, allegedly from him, that's actually being investigated. Sarah, do you know anything about this?
I come across something on it earlier. I didn't really look into it, but I can't say that I'm surprised because he's pretty much been, anytime he makes the headlines, it's always for an out there reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's nothing weird, but like it's because he deleted the post since he's posted it.
Jeez.
And now he's probably because he realized, hey, this might get me investigated, which it 100% is, because apparently the police are now looking into any possible missing persons that might have been reported around the time that he mentions and the area that he mentioned.
Oh, gosh.
So there's that. But we also have a big WWE stuff, big non-WWE stuff. We have Antifa.
It's been kind of a busy week so far for wrestling in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, Antifa in WWE, it seems like.
What is this Raw Underground? Like,
Let's start with that.
Oh,
I didn't watch. Can someone explain to me what exactly it is?
It was the worst Raw of the year. I will start with that.
Really? That's
yeah.
some heavy praise, or just not praise, but heavy label. By the way, so just on the NWO thing, we have a band. I saw that. We have Eric Bischoff on a podium. You know what? I know that this is infamous as being a terrible show, but in my opinion, there's no reason to believe back then at this time that this would not have been a success.
Right.
The NWO was so hot.
Yes.
I don't blame them at all for at least trying this.
I mean, when it comes to NWO, I mean, there's no question when NWO is brought up, it's easily one of the greatest factions ever. Not just the 90s. I mean, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it was really at the forefront for WCW.
Right. It's the thing that was responsible, some would argue, for making WWE better at that time, because since the NWO came in, WWE started losing, and that brought the Attitude Era, and so on and so forth.
Nash, and it just kind of just set off pretty much. I'll never forget. Matter of fact, 1997. That was my freshman year of high school. I had started high school, and I remember the number one thing everybody was talking about was the fact that Hogan was the third man in NWO.
Mm.
I mean, back then, people would just call each other on the phone, but, we were outside, we were doing this, we were doing that. So we didn't have social media back then. So, like, when you got to school, that was, like, the number one thing everybody was talking about. Oh, my God, did you see Hogan? Oh, my God. I remember that.
And it also brings back to episode 1, where I had Bill on and Fro, because we had talked about the Nexus, and I actually compared, I believe, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, how much of a failure the Nexus was compared to the NWO.
Yeah.
Because of the first week and how it was handled with the Nexus, meaning after the first attack. and I compared it specifically, I believe, to Hogan, in that no one attacked Hogan because everybody wanted to know, why did you turn? Like, it was the biggest thing. And it didn't make sense for the Nexus to still, the next week, go in the ring and just have a promo. Like, the entire company should have been against them at all. Well, I mean, at all times. Oh my God, look to the right. There's this big-ass guy with a beard.
Oh, man.
We'll see him. Oh, I think Nick Patrick did a referee every match, by the way.
Ah. Oh, yeah.
He's
was in on it, too. Yeah.
If you remember, he at first was just on Saturday night in I think a ski mask.
Like, yeah, he was at one point.
All right, Raw Underground, guys.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
So, during, like, the lead up that day, they said that Shane McMahon was going to be at Raw. And they didn't say what he was going to do, didn't announce anything. So, that night, we get, like, a shot of a security guard standing in front of a door. And the guy, like, the announcers are like, oh, Shane McMahon has an announcement to make, and we're not really sure what it was. So at like 9:30ish, he's in this what looks like a basement. It looked more like a stock room. I don't really know.
I saw pictures. I'll at least tell you that much. I've seen pictures.
So he introduces us to this new concept called Raw Underground, which is basically fake MMA fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no ropes, it's 4 posts, the ring, and that's really it. And they have, like, these fights, and apparently it can only end when Shane McMahon says to stop the fight.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask, because I don't know. I don't remember seeing a picture of a referee.
There is a ref there, and he's sort of dressed like a UFC referee with, like, the black shirt and the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And, so they have, like, these fights. They don't last long. The first person there, I don't remember what his name was, but it is someone, Jim, that we did see in a Royal Rumble.
I've heard he was the first victim of Braun Streak, was he not?
Yeah. It was Babatunde.
Sarah, what did you think of this Raw Underground? Like I said, I didn't watch it. I'm assuming you did.
No, I didn't catch it yet. But just judging from the reaction online, I've heard things from they're trying to be like Fight Club, mm-hmm. or like a new Brawl for All. I saw pictures as well. I'm not sure how that's going to go. It don't look too promising to me. And the thing that really bothered. Oh, there's Harlem Heat. Sorry.
And Sherry and the
There's Ming and the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Ryan Knobs, Arn Anderson.
But one of the things that I really like about Raw right now is the Hart business. I love the idea of Shelton Benjamin, Lashley, and MVP together. I'm not sure what part they really played in that segment with Raw Underground, but I really hope it doesn't screw what they have going on. Screw up with what they have going on, I should say.
So I guess this is their answer to, and again, I joked earlier about Antifa being in WWE, but how am I not supposed to think that after I saw what I saw? Like, I don't know what are they going for? Clearly this is a response to their really record low ratings they've been getting for a while now at this point. Because, the whole thing, but you had a McMahon on TV. I believe Stephanie was on last week or the week before one of their programs. It's interesting. Look, kind of like
I think Maria Kanellis said it best but everybody kind of knew about it, but basically she said along the lines of they're gonna spike the ratings for a couple weeks to please the networks and sponsors, and then it's just gonna go right back to the thing, and basically that WWE doesn't care about creating new stars, and she's not wrong.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, we've seen this for a long time now, and I think all of us have that hope that something good happens, and it's almost like a war all the time. Like, why are they doing this?
Yeah. Well, I will say this, even though it does seem like not many people like the Raw Underground, I'm going to compare a little bit to the event that we're watching right now. I at least appreciate that they're trying something different instead of like, here's what we're going to do. Look who the new authority figure of Raw is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, I that's probably as far as my compliments will go for as far as that goes. But let me ask both of you this. How long do you think it lasts?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't think it's ended. I think they're at least going to do it next week.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be very generous and say 2 months.
Okay.
I was going to say a month and say that being generous, I think it'll be a month.
Let's see who's right. I would be surprised certainly if it lasts more than 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely be surprised about that.
I just, they've proved us wrong in the past, so you never know. But right now, I'm just,
I mean, my thing is, Shane's not the problem. He's just there to be on.
I think he is part of the problem, though. Because once again, you're taking away a spotlight from a current guy to someone who's not even around, really.
Well, I mean...
and that's, to me, their biggest problem in general.
Well, what I meant by that was, like, he's not the focal point. The focal point is the fight.
Is he not Shane McMahon's Raw Underground? Is he not the focal point?
It's just called Raw Underground. It's not...
I thought it was Shane McMahon's
Raw. I think they said it was... Didn't they say it was Shane McMahon's brainchild or something like that?
They said... I mean, I don't know if it really... I doubt it really is, but...
Yeah.
But, like the 3 people besides Babatunde, we had Eric from the Viking Raiders, and I like the Viking Raiders. I've liked them for a while. And then the end of the show is Dolph Ziggler, and I'm like, wait a minute, Dolph was just fighting for the WWE title like 2 weeks ago, and now he's in Fight Club.
Well, considering this is just typical Dolph Ziggler booking.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, he's one of those that should be used a lot better, and it's frustrating.
I don't know if I agree with that, but all right, let's switch gears, because I do want this to be more than a pro wrestling show. Sarah, how much do you follow Disney stuff, if at all?
Somewhat.
So, Disney just announced that they've been pushing this off for a while, the new Mulan movie. They've been pushing it off because, obviously, people in Disney were hoping that, the country's going to get back to normal and theaters opening. And, it's looking more and more like that's not going to be the case. So now what they are doing is Mulan will be released. I'm sorry, I don't remember the date. I feel like it's September 4th. But it's not going to Disney Plus like some of their other movies have gone right to Disney Plus. This one, you can buy for a rental of, I want to say, $20, maybe $30. It might be $29.99.
Is it live action?
Yes, this is the live action version of Mulan. It's an experiment.
Yeah.
Done it. I think they chose... I was going to say I think they chose the wrong movie to do it for, but I guess if you're banking on people that liked the original Mulan, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not the worst movie to start with. That being said, the new Mulan does not interest me at all. They got rid of the songs, which I think is most of the charm about the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of. I don't think that there's a captain. What's his name? What's the captain's name again?
Oh,
Shang?
Yeah, I think
Or
that.
Shang, yeah. I don't think there's a captain. Mushu's not in it. Hashtag not my Mulan. What do you guys think?
That could start a trend there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound promising on that end either.
I mean, I think the other thing that bothers me is the fact that it's either 20 or 30 to rent.
Yeah, to me that's a little much. You might as well buy it.
Mm-hmm. You were right. It is Captain Shang. I looked it up.
And it's funny because in some ways, we've heard rumors, obviously maybe not for a while, that WWE was thinking about doing their pay-per-views and putting it to a third-party company.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like doing that, except WWE's not starting it. I'm
Yeah,
wondering if this does
I
affect
think that
WWE.
subject kind of fell off as quick as it came up.
Yep.
Well, I think it was because of COVID. Because I think they were just saying.
Yeah, true.
So Sarah? What do you think? Do you think that this will be a success for Disney? Do you think WWE is looking at this closely? What do you think?
About the pay-per-views in general, or how?
Well, tell me first what you think how Mulan is going to do, and then do you think this experiment is something WWE is going to be looking at closely to maybe see how it does for their pay-per-views?
Okay, well, based on what you said, I don't know if Mulan's going to be as successful, but yeah, with the way that they're presenting Mulan as far as the whole rent thing or whatever, it don't surprise me if WWE would try that, because I could see them looking into it and maybe trying something with it, but as far, we don't even know how it's going to work with Mulan yet, so it's kind of like a trial and error thing. But I'm pretty sure whatever goes on, WWE is always looking for different ways to promote their product.
Right. Bill, what do you think?
I think one of the things that Disney Plus is doing right, at least with doing Mulan, or doing this rental thing, is the timing, the date. And I go back to Hamilton, which came out the weekend of the 4th of July. And this is coming out the weekend of Labor Day weekend, which is the unofficial end of summer. And with, not a lot of pools being open, or if pools are open, they're limiting, the number of people that are allowed there. Getting a movie is a very good thing to have, and something that you could help entertain your kids for a couple hours.
And right now we're seeing Masahiro Chono with the win, so that's an NWO win for the first match.
I don't even remember that guy, unfortunately.
Yeah, the one thing I will always remember him for is he was surprising to me because I didn't expect them to be like, hey, we're going to have one of our Japanese stars join the NWO, because he had turned on... Make Michael's furious.
Mongo, if you only knew what would happen with Twitter in about 23 years.
Oh, God. You just gave him the thumbs down. Jericho went through the table, and I can't even say there's no disqualification, because obviously the ref's going to be fine with anything offensive if it's on the NWO side.
To see Jericho here and seeing what he's done now is just amazing to me. I mean, there was something online talking about the cornerstones of WWE, like you had Austin and The Rock and all this, John Cena. but The Undertaker was like a cornerstone because, you know, he was just as supportive as they are. And I think in a way, Chris Jericho is the same way, a cornerstone. And, you know, he's done so much for himself as well in terms of acting. He's got the own podcast going on, all this stuff. So it's just seeing this now and seeing what all Jericho has accomplished. It's really crazy when you think about it.
Hold on, we gotta look at this Miss NWO stuff. So these are letters and photos that were sent in.
Yeah, these are the people that didn't quite make it but are getting an honorable mention.
Oh, they didn't make it. I thought these were the people that they were like, have. She could cut wood? What? Looks like she eats lots of cheese too.
I got a soft spot in my heart for women with wood and with a chainsaw.
You gotta show this some. How did this woman not get in there? She's clearly friends with Hogan.
I know.
All right, kiddos. This before social media, we had to do it this way. Get noticed this way.
Right. Why didn't she make it?
I wonder how many people do you think actually tried out for this? You know what? I take that back because I think the number is actually very, very high. Because number one, at this point, WCW was the number one wrestling company. So even if you haven't heard anything about, you knew nothing about wrestling, your agent was probably like, yeah, send a photo to this place just for the shot. So they probably did get a lot. Yeah. So wait, let's see. Who is this?
Jeff Cash? I've never heard of him.
All right. Well, he is the host of this Miss NWO competition.
Oh.
So I gotta hear not here. Let me ask you. Let's see what he says. Let me ask you. What does the term NWO going all the way mean to you?
Oh God, Malaysia.
Oh my, is that it so far?
Malaysia.
Well, she is a quiet woman, but hey, that might be just what it takes here. Let's go on to number 2. Tell me, Kevin Nash is known as a big man in the wrestling industry today. What would you do to tame this big man? Anything it takes.
Well, that's a generic.
Could you go into a little detail? Oh, you minx. Oh, you hurt me. What the hell's going on here?
Well,
I'm just looking at the hairstyle this poor lady has. It's like a modified mullet.
For those who are listening to this for the first time, the closed captioning on this is not as great. So some of the stuff
there's not on my end, so
right. So we're not going to get the best answer or best replies out of this. So
I don't think it was the best replies to begin with. To be fair to us.
Wow, Hugh Morris and Jimmy Hart on a pay-per-view.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this was the match that was changed. I think originally it was supposed to be Konnan, and then he was replaced by Hugh Morris for some reason. I don't remember why. Bill, why don't you give us a topic? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, excuse me.
Thanks.
Gosh, what do I want to talk about? Crap, I had something, but now I forgot.
Great. So we're gonna go back to Sarah. Sarah, what do you want to bring up?
I have one topic we could talk about, but I wanted to point out Jimmy Hart. I have a story about meeting him, if you don't mind me sharing.
Of course, go ahead.
I met him at WrestleMania Access when WrestleMania 27 was in Atlanta.
Okay.
And sometimes at Access, they put people together or whatnot. This one was the Hall of Fame booth, and Sonny was with him. And I'm not really all that keen on Sonny, but she did her part, whatever. But anyway, I remember I remember my friends being like, I don't want to meet Sonny. I was like, well, I want to meet Jimmy Hart. If I have to meet Sonny to meet Jimmy Hart, that's what I'm going to do. And so yeah, we got pictures and all, and even to this day, oh my God, why'd you meet Sonny? Because I wanted to meet Jimmy Hart. Hello. Who would, you know?
Sonny definitely not the most popular these days, to my understanding. By the way, this match is a Mexican.
Kind of sour on them labeling her as the first WWE diva. I see that, but at the same time, I'm a Miss Elizabeth girl, so.
No, it's true. By the way, this match is a Mexican death match, which makes me almost sure this is the one that Konnan was supposed to be a part of.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay, so no, what was the topic though?
Oh, I was. Which one of y'all live in New York, right?
Yeah, Jim does, or near New York.
Yeah. Okay.
I live in New Jersey, but work in New York.
How was the tropical storm your way?
It was bad. A lot of power was knocked out. Not mine, luckily. There was trouble getting home a little bit for me yesterday, but apparently other people were way worse.
Oh wow!
It was bad, but it wasn't that bad for me. So.
Yeah, we it like they call this storm icy. Now I can't pronounce it.
Isaias.
I would say Isaias too, but it's like Isaias.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Oh, maybe.
And,
Okay.
my boss lady asked me yesterday, well, how did they pronounce it? And after I told her, she just looked, and I was like, yeah, you know how, the Hurricane Center is NWO. They got to be extra with their names, Cristobal,
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So, but I'm glad everything was okay your way. It just hugged the coast as far as Georgia goes. I think the coastal Georgia got a rain band, and that was it.
Yeah, because I think it really started in North Carolina. Like that's where.
Yeah, it made landfall in North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean we got about 4.5 inches of rain here, but we didn't lose any power. I think like there were places that did lose power, but I think it was towards the coast, like you both said. It eventually got into New England, I believe, yesterday. So it was a pretty powerful storm, but it wasn't. It could have been worse. Let's say that it could have been.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were saying this was like the second tropical storm to hit in the New York City area in the same season. That hasn't happened since like I think '85. They said AccuWeather.
Mm.
Yeah, I was trying to scare my coworker and be like, "Oh, you're not going to have any power." She was like, "Well, where's it supposed to hit?" I'm like, "I don't know, right here." And I showed her a map that showed like all red on New York. It was I amused myself. Unfortunately, her thinking was, "Oh, well, if we lose power here, then we can go home." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's less scary for you and is less fun for me then." All right. I want to talk about, let's see, because I have a list of topics here, and I don't. I'm trying to debate if I want to rag on Triple H or not yet. I mean, I still have another 2 hours to do that. So, you know what?
I know one thing, that chain has to hurt, fake or not.
I know.
Yeah.
That shot near the head. I mean, my God.
I wonder why Konnan couldn't make this. I wonder if it was like a travel issue or something like that.
Let me look it up.
All right. And then, so let's talk about, I didn't see this, but I have a feeling one of you did and one of you didn't, but read the results. This thing that, because I didn't watch it, although I was debating on it, Talking Shop Mania.
Yeah, I was wanting to know y'all's thoughts on it. I've heard bits and pieces about it. I heard it was a hot mess.
It didn't look like it was from, like, who knows, maybe it would have been, I don't know. Bill, I'm sure you're the one that watched it.
Actually, I did not see it.
I'm surprised. I really am.
I had, like, been meaning to, but I just haven't really had the time to, so...
I know Enzo was on there. He cut a promo.
Like, I've heard some people say, like, oh, the production was bad, but there were funny spots.
Right.
show.
I don't think it was meant to be like the greatest pay-per-view ever. But
oh no,
yeah.
not at all. I didn't get that vibe at all either. I agree.
Okay, I found the reason why Konnan could not make it.
Okay, why could he not make it?
It was due to a scheduling conflict in Mexico.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, so Nick Patrick, yeah, like Nick Patrick was so for this Mexican death match, it's basically last man standing rules. So at least that's what I'm getting from it.
Right.
And his guy, Big Bobby Rogers, was down, and I think he was counting super slow, so that Rogers had more time to get up because Hugh Morris got mad. Yeah, so I don't know anything. I don't really know too much about Talking Shop. Sarah, I'm assuming you did not watch.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There was a lot of hype about it because I know some of the talent. I know Randy Orton was one. I want to say Randy Orton was one. Jericho was one for sure. They mentioned it on like their social media or whatever, and so when the event actually happened, it was kind of like, okay, that's interesting.
Well,
Right.
Orton was hoping that pay-per-view failed miserably.
Wait, who is?
Orton.
Oh, okay. Bill, let's talk about Bluey.
Yeah.
Why am I so into Bluey?
You
brought up Bluey, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
So tell people what Bluey is again.
Okay, so for those that don't know, it's a show on Disney Plus, and it's part of like Disney Junior, and it's about a dog named Bluey, who has a mom and a dad, and a baby sister named Bingo. My 6-year-old watches this. This is how I know this stuff, folks. And it's sort of like, I guess the best way to compare it is sort of like Peppa Pig, but for dogs.
Okay. For some reason, I heard that Bluey got a season 2. I'm like, is this show really that good that Bluey got a season 2? I was like, I gotta see some clips of this show. And I really like the dad in it from what I've seen.
Great. I mean,
there's a compilation on there like dad jokes. It's pretty good.
Like the first couple episodes I saw, I was like, and then like I watched it again at my nephew's house a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, okay, now I kind of see why he likes it. It's not that bad.
Sarah, do you know anything about Bluey?
I do not. My nephew is 12 now and kind of has outgrown that, which is a good thing for me.
Now, I did read, or actually, my sister told me this, that they edited out a scene in one of the episodes.
Wait, Bluey was censored?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
Because they go to like a farm, like one of those like farm markets you go to on the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, they pet a horse, and apparently at the end of the scene, the horse poops. And they just edited the part out where the horse poops.
Okay.
And then then they took one episode off of Disney Plus because the episode is about teasing. Well, how are you going to take an episode off about people getting teased when the episode is focused about being teased?
I don't know. Big Bubba's about to run over a few Morse with a motorcycle.
He about couldn't get the motorcycle going.
Yeah, he had a rough time. I did like when he had the woman told the woman that was on the motorcycle to get off the motorcycle. She thought it was like the funniest shit. She was even a part of this thing.
Well, she wants to celebrate in Malaysia, so.
Right. That's it. Oh, this might be it. I mean, if I got hit with a motorcycle, I don't think I could get up by 10.
Really?
Oh, there's that guy with the beard, by the way, on the right side. I was mentioning earlier.
He's probably one of the roadies in ZZ Top.
Yeah, he's done. Morris lives.
Yeah, this is one of the rare moments where Jimmy Hart's sunglasses were off.
And a hug for the referee.
Yay!
So anyway, Bluey has a season 2 apparently, and I can't believe there's been Bluey censorship. I'm very upset by that. Okay, Sarah, give us a topic. What do you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, how does everybody feel about The Rock buying out the XFL?
I'll let Bill go with this since he's a sports guy.
I was actually a bit surprised. First off, I completely forgot that the XFL was going to auction. I
didn't know that either.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And I also forgot that somebody could have bought that. So the fact that he bought it, and considering how much he paid for it, it was actually he and his agent, who also happened to be his ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of got it for a cheap price, $15 million.
Hold on. We got more Miss NWO stuff. Hold
All
on.
right,
Rimshot.
I'll finish my thought here in a little bit.
Hollywood Hogan? He's got a lot of power in the movie industry. What would you do to be in one of his movies? She says, whatever it takes.
There you go.
He says, well, I like it. And he heads over to number 4. No, that was the duplicate answer. You are buoyant. Oh my. What the hell does buoyant mean? You know, buoyant? It's because Zillionaire Ted, he says everyone has a price. I want to know what's yours because I got $1.50 on me. You would walk away with a big bill? What?
Huh?
Folks, we'll be back with some more of the Miss NWO search. This is a disaster in the funniest way.
Oh, man.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Silhouette of a woman dancing? Just one? Just one, guys. You can only afford
one.
Oh, no, two. There's two. There's
All
two.
right, there we go.
All right.
Oh, man.
It's
Okay, it would have been funnier if it was one.
It would have been way funnier, actually.
Okay, so back to answer the question. $15 million. The Rock got it basically bargain basement price.
I forgot there was an NWO website.
Wow, I don't even remember that.
NWOWrestling.com. What the limo ambush? And next week 5? What?
Well, I wouldn't get the internet for like another year and a half, so I wouldn't have been able to get to it. So,
same here. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't. But no, I think Dwayne Johnson. He is a football lover. He played football going all the way to college. So you actually have someone who, to a degree, knows football. If he just hires more people that have a mind for football, maybe he can run the business end of it.
See, I never thought of that, and now I'm scared about it because I don't like that at all. Because one of the things that was the best about the XFL is they had zero disregard or zero regards, however you say it, for the privacy of the athletes and the coaches. They had cameras in their faces and microphones. They were mic'd up all the time. I don't want it to be another football league. I don't want it to be like the NFL. And I don't know about you guys, but my friggin' screen just froze. So I may need you to give me a timestamp in a little bit.
Mine is still going.
Mine is 2.
All right, so don't touch anything because
Right.
I need everyone on the same page or close to it.
But
yeah, no, I'm now afraid about that. I forgot that he had football experience, so he's probably gonna make it legit, which is gonna be boring as hell.
But and I said this to my dad the other day because I mentioned it. The second run, before the COVID, they were actually pretty good. Like it was very successful, I thought.
Bill, I was gonna go to an XFL game.
I know you were. I
was gonna go
too.
late March. Me and my cousin talked about it. We were like, we see late March. This COVID. I was also thinking of going to friggin' War Games too when that was happening for AEW.
Right.
That's another thing that got ruined. But yeah, like if it stays like that, I'm good with it. Like, but if you're like wanted to be still be a like, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, now I have a feeling The Rock's going to be more serious about it. And I don't know. Sarah, what do you think? Now I'm dismayed about it, to be honest with you.
I think the intentions of buying the XFL are good, considering The Rock was a football player. A lot of people are into football. How do I compare to XFL? This is going to be like the third reemergence.
Right.
It's almost kind of like freaking let's say Freddy or Jason, something like that. It might be down, but don't count them out. They're going to come back in some way.
I joked with someone that you watch, all the XFL teams are going to be from Miami.
Oh, don't say that.
Like, I'm sure he'll get at least one.
For sure, yeah. He's, and I'm sure there's going to be a New York / New Jersey team.
Yeah, there has to be.
Because we can't have just a New Jersey team. Whatever. Okay. I recently watched, and I don't know if Bill, I'm pretty sure Bill has not, on Disney Plus, Black is King. Have either of you seen it?
Nope.
I want to see it, but I haven't.
Here's my quick thoughts on it. It's very out there, which I'm not that surprised about because it was directed by Beyonce. That being said, the music, very, very, very calming. Very peaceful. Nothing was good or bad about the music. I liked it enough where I kept it on. But the video part of it, like the actual, I guess you would say, movie, too out there for me. Way too out there for me. In my opinion, I think the main reason I wound up going through the whole thing was probably because of the music. It was weird. They put like quotes from The Lion King in it, and there might have been some kind of story, I'll admit that, but overall, like, I would suggest people to just like listen to the music to chill out. But I don't know if I can say the same about the actual watching and trying to make sense of what's going on the screen.
So would you say it's sort of like it's an attempt at a movie, but it's sort of a collage of music videos?
It's definitely an attempt of a movie. And I think it's, and again, you have to remember because Beyonce, I believe, wrote and directed it. So it's not like, I don't think Beyonce has experience of actually writing things in Hollywood that appear in movie theaters, so to speak, like that Hollywood would have to buy. So this was basically, it definitely came across to me as like, yes, a music artist definitely wrote and produced and created this, as opposed to like they talked to someone who has maybe been in Hollywood that would make it a coherent actual movie.
Right.
The music is way better than the actual movie to me. That being said, there's not like I could say, oh, this one song was amazing, but I also can't say this one song was absolutely terrible. So, Sarah, what have you heard of from Black is King?
I heard it. I heard for the most part it was good. I haven't really, I haven't looked into it too much. But I do. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, but I like her. So of course I'm interested to see what she did and all this stuff. It sounds like it was one of those, like, I don't know if this is going to be like a record or anything like that, like her two previous albums were. That was the idea that I got when Black is King was talked about. So I'm thinking it was more like her other two CDs, her self-titled album and Lemonade.
Right.
I could be wrong, but that was just the idea I got. She's just continuing that trend of music videos and a record combination. But I guess there was a story there's a story behind this one as well. Beyonce is very outspoken about these kind of issues that are going on today. So I definitely think there's a message behind that as well.
I agree. Like I said, though, to me, it's a very artsy message in that, like, to me, I think a lot of it went over my head. Oh, I actually remember the ending to this match. I feel like this is, if I remember, this is pretty great. So Steve McMichael and Jarrett are somewhat feuding, but Deborah likes Jeff Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, poor thing.
So, how dare you? Ain't he great? Come on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't the ending I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of another event. All right. Anyway, what was I saying before this? I thought it was
we were
something
talking about Black is King.
No, that's right. There's definitely a message there. It just might have went over my head. And to be honest, I think the average person, it might even go over their head too. But again, also, it seems like a lot of money went into it. That's the other thing I mostly got from this.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't some like, hey, it's Blair Witch. Very little went into this. It looked like a lot of money went into this. Bill, topic.
Okay. I'm just gonna bring this up real quick because I want to get it out of my system.
Oh God.
No, it's brief. Hockey has come back, and right now, no one has tested positive for COVID-19. The bubble that they've been doing has worked really well so far. And it seems the same with the NBA right now. Baseball's been in a little bit of trouble. They've had
a little. I thought they were in a lot of trouble.
Well,
and by the way, I would
true.
like to point out that right now that it is August 5th, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just in case someone's listening. Hockey and basketball have gotten an outbreak, which I do think that will happen. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, let me take that back. It's not little. It is a big problem. They've had two teams with a lot of people test positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, the Marlins was one of them.
Yep, and the other were the Cardinals.
Okay.
And I guess, right now how successful hockey has been because no one's tested positive, and they've been testing, I think, like every day for a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do temperature checks too? I know some of them do.
Yeah, same with the NBA. With baseball, I am a huge baseball fan. I would love to see this season make it all the way, but I really don't know if it is. I'm just curious if you think baseball will make it to the end without stopping.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to say, honestly, because football's going to be coming up too, and like I said earlier, a lot of this stuff, whether it's sports or movies and things like that, a lot of this stuff is trial and error right now because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I have a feeling, anything can happen here as far as things getting worse. I shouldn't say that because actually I don't think things are going to get better in the next 2 months. I'm
at the point where I don't think this virus is going to go away. Once the vaccine is made, I think once it's, approved and everything, we'll probably start to see change. But until then, it's just gotta be diligent, try to be safe as you can, and it's hard.
Did you see what Nick Patrick just did?
Yeah.
He put him. Jared had Bubba in the figure 4. Nick Patrick literally dragged him to the ropes, and I think this might be what I was thinking of. What's about to happen here?
I mean, normally I wouldn't be okay with it, but I mean, it's Jeff Jarrett.
To be honest with you, I don't really have anything to say about. Here it is. Wait. So McMichael gets on the apron. He hits
full Money in the Bank briefcase there, huh?
Hits Rogers. Now watch. One, and he threatened to.
Oh man. I mean, to be fair, if I was Nick, I would be intimidated too by Steve McMichael. I mean,
Sure, absolutely.
He's a little bit out there, so
especially around this time.
yeah. And Arn's like, you gotta be shitting me.
Well, Arn just looked. They showed Arn before, and he looked like he was bored out of his mind. Look, there he is again. He's bored out of his mind.
You know, he may have been. I mean,
here's the spot.
Oh God.
Sometimes the looks on your face just give it away. You know, it's there.
Have you guys ever heard a story? I'm just gonna tell you the story anyway. I don't think you guys have ever heard this story. Luke Gallows told this story. It was the day after WrestleMania 25, which was Shawn and Taker.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And he's around Arn, and Arn's having this discussion, and because he talks about the match, and he's like, hold on, we got more Miss NWO.
Yeah, I saw it. It's Jeff Katz, the Babe Hunter.
Oh God.
That's what it said. How many contestants are there? Like 8? How are you doing, darling? With good vision. Well, let me ask you, describe for me the part of your anatomy that would best help you win Miss NWO. Probably my feet. Okay.
Now we got
creative answer
over here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I didn't sync back up with you guys. I'm not a... Bill, take over. What is she saying?
What material would you use to buff his biceps?
Oh, for buff that.
How would I explain this? Well, the miracle ear not turned up, but that's okay. I'm sorry, darling. I think that might have disqualified her.
Here's some more weird dancing.
So, what is their timestamp so I can try to line up with you guys?
54:36.
Tell me when it's 55, or give me a countdown when it hits 55. Give me because I have 55:05, so you'll give me a 5-second countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 55.
Thank you. All right, we're back with Buff the Stuff, right? Okay. Oh no, Scotty Riggs first.
Yep. So Arn is like, that was the greatest match I ever saw, but we almost saw a guy get killed last night. He was referred to Undertaker, with the jump and landing square on his head. He's like, that was the greatest match I ever saw, but we almost saw a guy die last night.
You know, when you use that voice, you remind me of that guy that's on the right side with the fat guy with the beard. That sounds like what he would sound like. So, Sarah, give me a topic. I haven't asked you for one.
Taking a whiz?
Is he?
It looked like he was taking a whiz.
Sarah, how would you feel if Nick Patrick pulled down his pants right now and started taking a pee in the ring?
Oh my gosh. No.
Don't worry, Sarah. I'll get you a Buff Bagwell cameo.
Yes, please.
No, Sarah gets a Buff Bagwell cameo, not you.
Thank you. I'm so glad I don't.
What now?
Do you know what cameo is, Sarah? CAMEO. Cameo. Do you know what that is?
See. Oh, like an appearance?
No. Bill, why don't you explain what cameo is?
Okay, so basically it's you pay money.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Have someone...
Oh, that was what refreshed you. You pay money.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at Buff Bagwell and just got lost, I guess.
What? You got lost in Buff Bagwell's eyes? Oh, okay.
No.
Actually...
I used to think he was so hot back then.
Wait, so you're saying you used to think he was the stuff?
Oh, yeah. I had a huge crush on him in high school.
See,
there's his name in in lights. Look at there.
There you go. Buff is the stuff.
His jacket's actually pretty cool. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Sarah, why don't you give us a topic? What's on your mind?
We could talk about Cameo. That was actually one of the things that everybody's been kind of talking about this week. Poor guy paid like $400 to ask Alexa Bliss out on a date, and she turned him down.
I feel bad for the guy. $400. How do you not get that back?
Right? Like, what? I'm just like, okay. I mean, his hope. I mean, he has some high hopes. Like,
sure, agreed. Yes.
He's like, I'm gonna get noticed. I'm gonna ask her out on a date. Maybe she'll say yes. It'll be money well spent. And no.
Yeah. So she basically just gets the $400 or whatever you said it was.
Yeah, I think that's what she's charging. They say Charlotte is joined too, but she's like $20 cheaper. Somebody had posted on Facebook. I think it was last night. They said, "Oh, if you want to ask Charlotte Flair out on a date, she costs $20 less than Alexa Bliss."
And I mean, Charlotte is definitely worth more. Hold on, I'm at Cameo now. I want to see this. Well, I shouldn't search Charlotte because I got lots of Charlottes coming up.
I didn't see the video, but I heard that Alexa, did it very politely. That, she rejected the date.
Well, if I got $400 for doing nothing, I'd be very polite. Oh, here it is. Request $3.99. You can also chat. Wait, I thought this was only record a message.
Wait, you can chat too?
Yeah, you could for $20 you could chat with her. It's not worth it. But I thought this was only they send you a phone call. They must have changed it since the last time I was on. Because I don't remember. Remember we were going to get you the Cardogians?
Yes.
Sarah, they had dogs on here and they were called the Cardogians. I was going to get Bill a cameo of the Cardogians.
Ah, okay.
But now it's different because you can't possibly chat with the Cardogians. They changed this whole site, it looks like.
I'm
upset by that.
I mean, if you're going to chat with if you don't pay money to chat with somebody, oh gosh, like, dude, I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
Like Bret Hart, he's $150. His chat is $2.99. Although I'm guessing that's a minute.
How long is the chat? 20 minutes or what?
Well, that's a good question. That's what I'm trying to find out right now. Download the app. It doesn't really say. I don't see it saying that anywhere. Bill, do you see it at all?
I remember when I went to WrestleMania in San Jose, and the VIP at that time was like $200, and I really wanted to meet Roman Reigns again, and I was like, there is no way in hell I'm paying $200.
Oh, maybe Reigns is on here.
Well,
he is.
I'm looking at.
But I went on StubHub prior to his meet and greet and got like a huge freaking discount. That's how I got to meet him. I'm a bargain queen. Like, hey.
Well, if you want, you can.
The dude's name was Jeffrey. I was like, Jeffrey from StubHub, you the best. You saved me a lot of change.
I'm looking at Mick Foley's, and his is $75, and a chat is $7.99.
See, but we don't know what a chat is. Is it 20 minutes? Is it $7.99 per minute?
Let's see. How does it work?
That's what I was just on. By the way, Roman Reigns, $500.
No, thank you. I love him dearly, but no. Do
we have?
That's like half of my check every 2 weeks. And I'm sorry, I'd rather pay on my car.
Sure.
Than to have like a 10-minute conversation. Sorry.
You know what's our most responsible people would agree with you on that one.
If you miss, if I missed a car payment or something, are you having trouble making your payment? No, I just really wanted to talk to Roman Reigns. You just don't understand.
Oh, here's the Charlotte one. Yeah, she's $3.80. I found her. You know why I couldn't find her? Because she's under Ashley.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Ashley, Charlotte, Flair. I'm dead serious. Look under Ashley Charlotte Flair. It says Ashley parentheses Charlotte Flair end parentheses Flair. Ashley Charlotte Flair Flair.
Yep, it's true.
Oh, and she does not even offer a chat. No chat with Charlotte.
She's the queen. What do you expect?
I guess.
Yeah, queen of plastic surgery.
I'm not worthy.
Oh.
You know what though? To be fair to Bill, I don't know if I said this on the air. I did see that Florida, the Florida Championship Wrestling documentary. I saw some of that. Charlotte looks so different.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
she doesn't even look like the
back
same
then than she does now.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
I don't know if I fully agree with that, but I mean, but you could definitely tell there's a lot of surgery there. Whether
that's just kind of sad because a lot of them do that, and it's like you were pretty before. Why do it more?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do that?
Right. So Cameo apparently has changed. I'm very saddened by it. I can't believe she kept that $400. This is why I don't like Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I wish somebody would pay me $400 to ask me out on dates.
On Cameo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sarah, why don't you join Cameo?
Well, Bill, you remember I had that horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
I had that horrible date experience a few weeks back.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
So, a friend of mine, couple friends of mine, had told me to join Facebook dating, and I said, "All right." So, of course, I got a lot of hits or whatever, and there was this one guy that I was talking to. He seemed like he was a cool guy, and being that like 70% of town is closed because of the virus, there's really not a whole lot that you could do as far
not at all. Yeah.
As far as dating goes. And I wanted to keep it light. So like we decided to go meet and have dinner at Wendy's. And I was like, "Do you want to go as friends?" He's like, "No, I'm trying to date you." Okay.
Sure.
So it was a date. Now, the date went fine. We had a good conversation. I didn't feel sparks or anything, but he was a nice guy, and I was like, well, he'd be cool as a friend or whatever. Well, I guess I didn't respond to his text in time the next day. He just like completely went off on me, like, "I can't believe you let me pay for your meal," and da 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 da. What? We went to Wendy's. Seriously. I'm like, God, is this how this generation of guys are? It was awful. I was like, okay, that was weird. And the funny thing is, I went out to dinner before this podcast. He works at the restaurant I went to. I was like,
no.
Oh, you
gotta be kidding me.
Honestly, what I will be honest, like one thing that I decided to change up my profile, and one of the things I have, because you're right, Sarah, it's very interesting that like it's harder to meet people because of half the country still in quarantine mode, because some jobs are willing to let their employees work from home. Not mine, but that's another story. So one of the things I put is, if you're not willing to go out like within the first couple of days of us talking, don't bother, because I'm not here to have a chat relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, because that's what happened. Like the 2 or 3 people I talked to, they're like, they're like, no, we can just be on chat. I'm like, not looking for that.
Okay, I just saw ass.
Wow.
I just saw ass and not what I wanted to see.
Well, back then you did, apparently.
Woof. Golly. I don't know if that's a discolored thong or not.
That's the stuff. All right, Sarah, what's your next topic?
Let's see here. So, this whole thing about Naomi deserves better. What do you guys think about that?
Terrible. First off, in my opinion, and I've said this before, I think the Knockouts division in Impact Wrestling is probably the best women's division out there. The WWE women, most of them are terrible. I've said it before, that I would probably make a list of women that I think that are actually good in WWE, and it probably only hits 5. I don't think Naomi deserves better. Hell, I don't think half of them deserve what they're currently getting.
Okay, fair enough.
Bill?
I mean, I think Naomi is a hard worker. Like, she tries. She's not sloppy in the ring. But to be fair, and this is no disrespect to her, she's been wrestling in that company for close to 10 years. She's had a few reigns as champion. She's been on Total Divas. She's gotten, she's gotten attention.
I've never thought of that, but that's true, yeah.
Just because she loses one match to Lacey Evans, who unfortunately has not gotten better since the last time I really paid attention to her, doesn't warrant, a Naomi deserves better campaign. I mean, that's the thing with, I think if I have one complaint about the women's division in WWE in general, it is this. You have some women in there who have been around for years. Natalya is a perfect example. And they may get a push once every 3-4 years. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
And then after the push is done, they're back to mediocrity. They're not valued as an important, fact or important part of the team, of the roster. Like right now, like Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley was in that position for a little bit, but she's, gotten out of that, and now she's on that top tier, where I feel with Sasha, she's been on that top tier since they've made the move. Naomi's been there forever, and she gets that push of, okay, you're going to be in a big story, you're going to be champion, but then when you're done, we're going to put you back to, like, mid-card. Whatever mid-card is for the women's division.
I think my thing also for when I saw it was like, I think it was on a Saturday morning, because I think Naomi was SmackDown or something like that. So I was like, are you kidding me? This is what's trending on Twitter? There are other things going on right now in the world that are way more important than this. So that kind of annoyed me for some reason.
Yeah, Natty was a really good example. If anybody deserved better, it was absolutely it's Natty, for sure.
Although she hasn't been on in a while, I'm guessing it might be because of COVID-19. But that's
what I'm thinking too.
I haven't heard anything.
I was gonna say I didn't even know she was still there, to be honest.
Because they were starting an angle with her and Lana, where Lana was like, Natalya is the best woman in the division. She is what is best for Raw. You need to follow her. She is a role model. She is consistency. She's this, she's this, she's this. And now with Lana, her parents, both of her parents tested positive for COVID-19.
And it was from her, probably, because let's be real here. WWE, with their lackluster testing at first, not sure if they've gotten better.
Right.
It wasn't Rusev because he's been home.
Exactly.
And more than likely her parents have been home.
Tested positive too now.
Yeah, that was after she was tested positive, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I got my time wrong. So who's the one person that was in a, not only just WWE not being on the ball when it comes to testing, but also in one of the states consistently that has been rising in test numbers, in positive tests. So I'm sorry, she's the one. I would find it very hard to believe if one of them three infected her.
Yeah, I highly doubt, especially Rusev, because he's been at home. I mean, I don't watch his
That's Twitch. What I mean, yeah.
I don't watch his Twitch because I am still trying to figure out what... I mean, I know Twitch is like for video games, but it's also trying to become like YouTube to a degree. So it can't be Rusev. And unless her parents went out, which I highly doubt because they're both in their 70s.
Well, look at this. Wait, look at this. The local talent, as they're called, dancing around on the stage.
What do we have here? What is this?
Buff is going to get some stuff.
Oh.
For himself, apparently.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to figure out how old these ladies are because, I mean, it might just be a group of women who just decided to do this for the hell of it, and they're just completely like starting to fold.
For beating Scotty Riggs.
Oh, look at Buff.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me, like, if you're at the bar and you having a little bit too much to drink.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so Buff, but why? Hold on.
They had the time of their lives, though. I mean, I ain't mad.
No, it's really...
Either that or they're just kind of like, let me just get through it. I'm getting paid for this because I would think that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me recap the results here. So the first match, Jericho versus Chono. Chono won.
Yeah.
Okay, so why does Buff get like the fireworks and stuff?
No!
Because he's the stuff.
You're right. You're right, Sarah. He's the stuff. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, finally, the NWO band's doing something. All right, Bill, give us the recap. What's contestant 7 saying?
All right. As we
Vince
see the
Masker.
NWO band. Let's see. Now, you might not know this, but Vince, the head of the security for the NWO, he's been known to dress up in, a cheap hairpiece, a powder blue suit, that sort of thing. I want to know, would you be willing to dress up with Vince? And if so, what would you wear? I can't hear you. Would you dress sexy lingerie, something like that? Oh, sure, why not? Okay, she's open to it, folks. Let's move on. How you doing? It's contestant number 8, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. Now, did not get the nickname Flash for any reason, Scott Norton. Now, I want to know, would you help Scott with his flashing problem, or would you just add to that problem? With this flat, I'd hope I answer that problem. Oh, I think she's gone a little risky.
Cold shower
back to you.
Wow, what a hot mess. You're making history.
My vote.
Why did he even go? How funny is this? Do you think Nick Patrick had to go to the bathroom? Because why else would he have left and now is coming back out again?
Yeah, he worked this whole show, didn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's the WWFree. He's the only one. But do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, why would he leave just to come back?
DDP.
All right. Let me see. I'm sure I have something I have a topic here. If I can get my thing to work.
Well, if you don't, I actually do have one.
I mean, here's what I'll complain about Triple H before I forget about it.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
This is real. This is not even going to take that long at all. I'm just annoyed, Bill and Sarah. Just annoyed because this man, he had a 25th anniversary celebration. No one else has had that in the entire company. He does. They posted a video of, here's what it's called. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Triple H reacts to the WWE superstars reacting to the Triple H 25th anniversary.
Well, that's a mouthful.
I've never in my life have seen someone react to someone else's reaction to something else. What? Why? Because I need the best. Why? I'm mad about it. I mean, I was already mad that Triple H.
There was something.
Happened.
95, 25 years. Man, not only was Triple H, his career in WWE started then, Stone Cold's was as well. There's more. I just can't think of it right now. But I know there was something that I read a while back that they were hoping to do 25 years of Stone Cold in front of an audience.
Right.
Live audience.
I've read that too. And considering he arguably saved the company in 1998.
Yes.
All right, I get that. Yes, I'm okay with it.
That's a very valid, reason. I was like, oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to kind of. That's kind of warranted.
Yeah, not Triple H's 25th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
That was unwarranted. The only reason he came in, I'm convinced, is because the ratings were low, and he was hoping that he would come in and be like, the ratings will be up for me. Don't you worry. And they weren't, so that's why he's off again. That was my topic of Triple H. Bill, go ahead.
All right, because you, when
Yes.
we were talking about Cameo earlier, you were talking about the Cardagians.
Yeah, can you chat with them?
I'll see how I can deal with that. But it brought to my, it just popped into my head because there have been rumors the last few weeks that there's some problems between Kim and Kanye.
Ooh.
I haven't.
I was
heard
expecting this from you.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it, but
Kanye is acting a fool, trying to run for president. They're saying he's bipolar. He's having episodes. I don't know.
But the thing is, I feel like he's always been like this. This isn't something new that's happened in the past, month.
mm-hmm.
Kanye's one of those, he's I've liked his music and all.
Oh, I love his music too, absolutely.
Yeah, Kanye is very good when it comes to music, but Kanye has a ego problem.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's his downfall. Is he has a ego problem, and it kind of it don't remind me of, but someone similar would be Fred Durst to me. I liked his music, but I didn't care for him personally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same way with my view on Kanye.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kanye, his biggest problem is Kanye. He can't separate the performer and the person in real life. You know what I mean?
I remember watching Marion the Game a few years back. It was about the rapper, The Game,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
and his fiance at the time, and that was the one thing she always that she always brought up. Am I talking to The Game, or I'm talking to I can't remember his real name, but
right. But they're so intertwined with each other in that man's personality. Kind of like, what's Sting? It's Sting! Oh, you're right. Is it the real Sting?
Or is it NWO Sting?
You're right. I didn't even think of that. I was too excited. Sort of like our buddy Hulk Hogan, or in court, sometimes he'll go by Terry Bollea.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll go back and forth between the two in court, saying, well, Hulk Hogan might have thought that, but that wasn't, but not Terry Bollea. It's very, very strange when you have people like that where they're can't really, they don't know which one's which.
And then when you can't separate the one from the other, the one ends up taking over, and you are, in this case, Hulk Hogan, the character 24/7, or Kanye West, the egomaniac 24/7.
Right.
Kim's always been someone that I've never been able to figure out. I'm sure she has good intentions. She's gotten people out of jail for crimes that they didn't commit, and they were there for a long time.
I mean, I don't know how she is able to do that.
Right.
I'm very suspicious of all of that, but go ahead.
But at the same time, as far as the Kardashian name, it has to be her at the top. And if it's not her,
yeah, no, you're right.
And if it's not her, she can't let anybody else have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weird situation. By the way, is it just
It's a fair assessment.
Is it just me, or do you find it weird that Diamond Dallas Page, who I would say right now during this time period, a top WCW guy, right?
He's getting there.
Yeah.
See, you're saying he's getting there, so maybe my point is invalid. I was gonna say, do you find it weird that he's fighting Scott Norton?
Yeah. No offense to Scott Norton.
I mean, I guess not.
Although we are talking about one of the stars of Over the Top, Scott Norton.
Okay. Bill, what do you have? You had something before.
Yeah, it was about Kim and Connie.
The Kardashians.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're up. What do you got?
We were talking about Alexa Bliss earlier. I'm kind of interested with her role as far as The Fiend and Braun Strowman goes.
Oh, yeah, the Fiend attacked Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, and it was one of the best things they've done in recent memory, in my opinion. I would probably watch SmackDown at least a month, where it's every week, if you told me the Fiend's going to attack Alexa Bliss every week.
Give that guy his $400 back.
Well, that's not one of the reasons, but although that is now another motivation, that's really shitty of her to do, to be honest with you. But, or why did she even accept it if she knew she was going to say no? No, anyway. Look, I think Alexa Bliss is one of the worst in the company in general. I've said this before. I like that. Obviously, I like that the Fiend attacked her, but also because there's been this weird thing they've been bringing up. Why is Buff out here? Oh, okay, what's going on? We saw Sting, and now he's gone. I don't see him anymore. And now Buff is coming out with everyone's favorite members of the NWO, Vincent, Bubba Rogers, and VK Wall Street.
Yeah, I was just about to say, where's our other guys at? And we are, how long?
Yeah, how far are we?
We're about we're over an hour in, so there's about an hour and 15 minutes to go. Dang, where's our guys at?
Right, yeah, like where's our Scott Halls, our Sixes?
They're probably getting ready for their matches.
Question: if Diamond Dallas Page right now gave the Diamond card to Nick Patrick, what would happen for the rest of the event?
Martial law?
I was about to say anarchy.
Let's see what happened. So Sting coming out, did it mean anything? Like, because he's gone apparently.
Yeah, like I totally forgot he was out there.
Don't worry, I'll continue my Alexa Bliss bashing after this segment, because I got to see if Sting comes into play. Oh, they're trying to give him a T-shirt. That's what this is about.
You're trying to recruit him.
Yeah, I like how Norton's still pissed about it, though. He's like, I don't want that guy on my team. He just beat me up.
He was going to take my personal money. This was actually a good storyline of,
it was.
Like, is he or is he? Because you never really thought of him at that time.
Because it was out of nowhere. Because we were like, who the fuck cares about Diamond Dallas Page? And all of a sudden, he's the guy that's going to fight back against the NWO.
Get out of there, Paige. Get out of there.
Nick Patrick was like, oh no. I have to ref 4 of the matches.
Oh, there's an NWO fan in a neck brace.
Oh, God. This is like the most hyped the fans have been all night for this segment.
I know.
Look at them.
They probably woke up after this.
So Sting doesn't do anything here.
I guess not.
Well, I'm sorry, Bill. If it was, fuck, I hit the button on my thing.
The one thing that I've always wondered. I didn't go to my first live wrestling show, as far as WWE and all that goes, until 2005.
Right.
And I wanted, like, during this whole era, Attitude Era and all that, I can't imagine how freaking epic it was to be in the crowd.
Mm.
For the most part. I just, that's something that I always wonder, man, I wonder how freaking awesome it would have been to be there.
By the way, you know what's interesting? Again, I haven't forgotten about The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, but I do want to bring this up because you're mentioning, fans, being in the crowd or whatnot. If the selection for today was absolute garbage and I didn't want to do any of it, the backup plan was to go back to the last Raw before COVID. That was going to be my original plan if, like, I looked at all of the options and I hated all of them. No, so they all of a sudden are like, remember when Braun Strowman was with Alexa Bliss during, what was it, Mixed Match Challenge?
Yes.
And I'm like, you guys haven't, well, go ahead, Bill, you're up.
They kind of were teasing, like, a little something as far as the relationship goes, but I don't think nothing ever really came out of it.
All right, hold on, Sarah. We got Miss NWO stuff. That's a little more important than Alexa Bliss right now.
Okay.
Woman, how would you make Masahiro Chono stay in America better? And she was like, I'll do whatever he wants me to, as long as I get some chopsticks.
Wow.
Cringe.
Jeez.
Said by Miss NWO contestant number 10.
Yeah, too bad we can't get a name. She'd be part of cancel culture.
Can you imagine that?
Actually, she probably could.
Back then, if there was such a thing, good lord.
To be honest with you, if enough people knew that was on this event and you took a picture and enough people were offended, she probably would lose her job within the next week.
Right?
She might be retired from her job at this point.
That's true. This was 97. You're right. So, no, but it seemed like it was out of nowhere. This Alexa, like, remember Alexa Bliss with Braun Strowman?
Yeah.
Like, that seems like it's out of friggin' nowhere to remember. And I appreciate that, like, okay, we're going to try to remember something. But at the same time, here's what I don't want to happen. And if this happens, I will be absolutely furious. If this leads into Alexa Bliss joining The Fiend. Because The Fiend is a character that does not need anybody else as part of them except his...
puppets.
Right, exactly, yes, except for his puppets. And I just feel like that might be what they're doing, and I'm going to hate it.
Well, the thing is, every person since The Fiend has come into play, they've ended up reverting back to, like, a previous gimmick, a previous character.
Well, that's not true, because Goldberg's still garbage.
Well, okay, yeah, he's the exception. But, like, everybody else has gone back, like, to whatever they were in the past. I could see Alexa Bliss maybe not being in the Wyatt clan, but maybe being, like, well, I'm, 5 Feet of Fury, and she dresses up like the characters and all that stuff.
Ugh, I hate it. Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking like how they did with Daniel Bryan. Back in 2014?
Mm-hmm.
They had that going on for a while. It'll be interesting to see what they do with her. The Fiend's already using her as a ploy to get inside Braun Strowman's head. So that's the psychology factor. So it's kind of, okay, she already appeared at the swamp thing at Extreme Rules, and he's now attacked her. It's kind of like, okay, at this point, what's next? Do we, that's the thing too, kind of aren't really sure what the Fiend is going to do when it comes to that. So You should see.
Yeah, like I said, like I said to you before, if you did say that, hey, the Fiend's gonna attack Alexa Bliss every week for a month, I would definitely go back to watching SmackDown. I'm all about that.
Yeah, you could, like, even if she, like, if he didn't, like, kidnap her or something like that, I can just see her coming out and being, like, very frightened, things like that.
Right.
Like,
well,
paranoid, looking over her shoulder. And
yeah, I mean, that can definitely happen. I definitely would not mind a breakup of the Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross team. I would probably welcome that. I keep
thinking Bliss is going to turn on her, and it just ain't happened.
Yeah, I guess another big fear I have is that, like, if she joins the Fiend, then she becomes, like, they're gonna say, like, oh, she's Sister Abigail, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about, well, we're about to see the Steiners versus the Outsiders, which is probably one of the bigger matches finally.
Yes.
The new hot wrestling reality TV show,
yes.
WrestleHouse.
WrestleHouse.
To be fair, I liked week 1 much better than week 2. I didn't really like it.
Tell me about it. I was like, what is when you had sent me the email, Jim, I was like, what is WrestleHouse?
I think Bill can describe it better than me. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay.
Basically, it's a couple of segments on Impact, and they just took 10 people on Impact, put them in a house, and Tommy Dreamer's the host.
Oh gosh.
And
which he's a great host, by the way. I didn't think he was going to be so good.
He really is. And like, they're sort of mocking, like, you know, the reality shows of, like,
okay,
and like whenever there's a conflict and everyone, you know, or someone gets challenged, they have a wrestling match.
Well, but you're not telling her what they're challenging in the wrestling match. Like, for the first one, Sarah, it was two guys. I don't remember who it was.
Sort of like sleeping on the ring, wasn't it?
Right. Because, you know, in a reality TV show, one of the first things is, where are you going to sleep? And so two guys, Crazy Steve was one of them, and one of Triple XL was the other. I want to say AC Romero.
Yeah, I think it was AC.
And so they've had a match, and the winner got to sleep in the ring. And then there was another match that I think the Deaners had it, where it was one of them was snoring, and the other one was like, your snoring is so loud. And then he was like, I don't snore. And they're like, no, you snore. And then they were like, then Tommy Dreamer called match time.
Lines and matches come out of it.
Yeah, there's a ring in the back.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's little segments. It's probably a total of like maybe 10, 15 minutes of the entire show.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I like...
I think I've been hearing a lot of positive stuff about Impact lately. I'm going to have to start checking it out again.
Yeah, they really did a good thing with Slammiversary. That was like their...
Yeah.
All right, here's our first move to come back or whatnot. The only thing I don't get, and Bill, maybe, why don't you give us a recap of what happened this week?
Okay, so they had Heath Slater. Although...
Yeah.
And... he's been
I mean of WrestleHouse.
Oh, WrestleHouse. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So Tyler was trying to do like a hygiene session with the other cast members, and it led to like Johnny Swinger trying to hook up with one of the women who
Susie,
is married.
Susie and Kylie, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Is it Kylie or is it Alicia? I think it's Alicia.
Edwards? Yeah, because she would be married with Eddie Edwards, right?
Yeah. So that's how they have a match set up. And then Kylie Ray talks to this guy, and I kid you not, Sarah, his name is John E. Bravo. And because Rosemary said something about, like, how long, or somebody asked her, like, how long is this going to last? And she's like, until he gets it. which was the first indication to me of like, oh, we've got a story here.
Right, and I should be mentioned, Sarah, that Rosemary's the one that actually teleported everyone into this house.
Okay.
So Kylie talks to Rosemary because Rosemary asks her where's Johnny, and she told her, and she's like, you what? And she gets mad, and then they set up the other match, and then after the match, Johnny checks on Rosemary because I think Taya was the ref for that match.
Yeah, I believe so too.
And
Okay.
I don't know if like Rosemary has feelings for him or if he has feelings for her.
That's what I'm getting from it. Rosemary has feelings for Johnny Bravo. Either that or she's doing it just to get Taya mad.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't understand is this. I get the casting. Kylie Ray is currently the #1 contender for the Knockouts Championship.
Yes.
Why is she in the house if she eventually is going to have to go for that belt?
Could be strategy. She could be having Perazo get worn out, and by the time she comes back.
Okay, if that's what we want to go with. So yes, Sarah, so that's Wrestle House. It's reality-based skits.
Look at my girl Sherry. Oh, I miss her. Sensational Sherry. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. Speaking of Scott Steiner, I completely forgot that he owned a Shoney's somewhere here in Georgia. I think that was one of the things last few days. It is permanently closing due to the virus.
Oh, so he doesn't have enough to continue the business? Is that what you're saying?
I guess it's closing because of the virus, the Shoney's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, is that for good or is that for we'll be back soon?
Oh yeah, it's permanent.
Okay. Well, that's good. Unfortunately, a lot of people are suffering. A lot of businesses are suffering from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of places that are just suffering because of this.
I was actually surprised to hear that Shoney still existed.
There's a few Shoney's in the southeast for sure. Here.
I was gonna say I thought it was a chain. I thought not a big chain, but I thought there was a chain of them.
Yeah, over the years, there was a lot of them that had closed. There's one about an hour from me. They actually reopened about a year or so ago, and they actually had started selling beer, which was weird. But I think they stopped now. But yeah, there used to be a bunch of them, like where I used to live, and just over time they've closed. And I worked at one right out of high school. Well, I was in college. It was the worst 6 months of my life. I hated it.
So I know that we were talking about Impact before, and surprisingly, I don't think we've talked anything about AEW or next to nothing during this whole episode.
No, well, we mentioned LaShawn.
Yeah, because I'm going to complain about something that Impact and AEW have in common that I'm not happy about, that I would like to see stopped. Stop with the 2-night event thing. I'm tired of it. Like how AEW had Fyter Fest is 2 nights, and now Impact's having Emergence is 2 nights. Stop. I hate it. It's
Great American Bash.
Great American Bash. Thank you. Also, another promotion, another thing we haven't talked about, any NXT. So all the stuff we didn't talk about, I have one complaint from all of them, and that's stop doing the 2-night thing. Because all of these guys is you're creating content and putting a name on it. It's not really that much special. Like, especially I'm more disappointed in AEW in regards to this, because I really enjoyed last year's Fyter Fest when it was 1 night, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it was a free pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I was like, that was enjoyable. It was free. Great, cool. This came across to me like, it doesn't feel special at all. Oh, big deal. Oh, everyone can watch it. Well, that doesn't make it feel special at all either. Okay, cool.
Yeah, AEW released their action figure line this week too. My nephew sent me pictures of what they had at his local Walmart. His mama made him put back the toys.
Oh.
But before he put them back, he had to take pictures on his iPhone and send it to me. I want these. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a big deal in respect that it's another promotion now that has action figures. I'm not a big figure person myself, but no, that's a pretty big deal. But what do you guys think? Am I over exaggerating with this 2-night thing?
No, I think it's fair. You know, that's kind of like the trend everybody was doing. I see the cons to it. There's a lot of pros as well. Some pros as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that allows for more time for matches. Mm-hmm. You know, each match has a specific amount of time.
Right.
As far as that goes.
Yeah. But at the same time, the problem could be, and I think it sort of happened with Great American Bash, where they put a lot, well, actually also AEW too. They put a lot of stuff on the first night that by the time you got to the second night, it was sort of like, you almost had like jobber matches, squash matches.
You know, during the COVID, I think that's just like a short-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania was 2 nights. I think in that aspect, that was probably a good thing. But you know, if say fans come back, they're certainly not gonna. You know, there was something online where WWE was actually thinking about doing a 2-night WrestleMania in the future with fans, and I mean, you know, I've been to 3 of them, and they're pretty pricey. I would not pay to go to both shows that much amount of money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, it's a cost factor, and for me, it's a cost factor because it's like, yeah, I want to go to WrestleMania, but I don't want to have to sit there and think, do I want to go to night 1 or night 2? You know, that's how screwed up is that?
And also, you got to be prepared for 10 hours of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I tell you, I mean, it is exhausting. I mean, it's exhausting.
Right. Like, I've been to 1 WrestleMania, and I mean, I had a thrill. I can't see anyone, unless they had a lot of money, to go do both nights of WrestleMania.
Well, you know, you got the super fans, they'll go to like every show, no matter what.
Like, I was just thinking about this, like, in the indies, and they still do this, they still do tournaments, like, I know IWA Mid-South, which is, like, in Indiana, so I don't know how it got Mid-South, but that's another story. They used to do the Ted Petty Invitational, and that was a 2-day tournament. And the way they did it was so good, was like, night was basically all the tournament matches.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second night, not only did you have the rest of the tournament, but you also have, like, some non-tournament matches. So, I mean, tournament, like, 2-night events can be done. It's just got to be done in the right way. Like, tournaments, yes, that can be done in the right way.
It's not impossible. It's just, you know,
time-consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's a bit. I kind of got WrestleMania because also it was like the first one in the series, if you count all promotions. I think. I mean, look, does New Japan run? No, Wrestle Kingdom's 1 night, right? Or no?
Yeah. Well, this year was 2 nights, but
okay,
that had never been done before.
Right. Okay. So, and also the other important.
Mad at I'm still mad that AXS TV got rid of New Japan.
Yeah.
Because that was like my only way to get it. I catch it on there. I have it on my DVR.
Right.
And
I
now,
mean, I get it. They're owned by Anthem, so I'm not. I definitely understand it. By the
Yeah.
way, we need
Yeah,
I need a
was
timestamp
supposedly
from.
that, yeah.
I need a timestamp from someone. What are you at?
1 hour, 47 minutes, 32 seconds.
Okay.
And our only referee of the night is down.
Right, but he still has like 2 other matches, I think. So. Maybe 3, actually. I'm not really that sure.
Yeah, we got a little under an hour left to go.
Okay. No, I just need because I don't think I was synced up.
Right.
Yeah, so like I said, it's something that was kind of bothering me. Let's see. Oh, well, here we go. I remember this now. The Randy Anderson, right? I believe he comes in and he's the one that does the count.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and there it is. Steiner's win, which is allowed because he's an official referee.
And then he gets fired 2 days
That's
later.
right. That's right. Oh, that's right. This is a Saturday. I forgot that too. Wow.
Because he did his job.
Right, because he did. Is that the one where he goes to where Bischoff says to the kids, can you tell your daddy that he's still fired?
I think that's the next week.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That
Probably because still.
I mean, that is such an evil thing to do, but it was such good programming.
Look, people hate it. People are throwing things at the ring.
Actually, you know what, Jim? I saw about a week and a half ago, and it just randomly popped up on YouTube. Like, there are some videos of when fans try to get into the ring during Nitro.
Oh, those are fun.
Randy Anderson is a badass.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
Don't let his size fool you.
Why is Scott, do you have a comment? Like, the microphone's right next to his face. I'm only pausing you because we might have some more Miss NWO.
Oh, good. Well, I was actually done with it. I just wanted to point out the badassery of Randy Anderson. I just created a word.
I do have another AEW topic that I think we're going to get to in a second, and I think it's
Yeah, when fans get in the ring, I mean that you're assuming the risk to get your ass beat.
Oh,
I mean,
fair game. In my mind,
absolutely.
Well, absolutely,
You
yes.
have no business in the ring at all.
Oh, look at me! I can do it.
right.
Mm-hmm. And you know, some wrestlers will tell you that too. You get in there if you want to. You're gonna find out the hard way. Wasn't there one like a while back? It was some years ago. There was like a group of fans that came in the ring. They're all jumping around.
Yes.
Get seen it, and then we're like all laughing at them, and I'm like, "What are y'all doing?"
All right, we're going to get some Miss NWO. I'm waiting here. I'm
Oh,
waiting to start a topic for more It's Miss NWO.
okay.
Because we're going to talk about AEW, and this is actually a pretty big topic. I think we got a lot of discussion out of what I'm going to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Miss NWO is taking precedence.
I gotta go with number 8 right now. She's my pick.
What was her question again?
Oh, what would you do with Scott Norton if he had a flash problem?
Okay.
There she
here
is.
we go.
There's the winner right there.
That's the one, number 8?
That's the one, number 8.
Well, how many much are there? There's got to be a winner soon.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, we got to be close.
Unless there's like another competition.
Here's the swimsuit competition.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's certainly feels that route. That was the question. Scott's upset.
They lost the tag titles at their own show. Terrible.
You know, the thing there, because, like, there were people, like, that complain about, like, oh, how could the NWO lose matches at their own show? They've technically lost, like, 1 or 2 matches the entire show.
That's true.
Up to this point. And one was to Jeff.
Ooh. 6 and Eddie Guerrero.
And here goes. Why is he going to the back if he just has to come out again?
Maybe he
I'm telling
needs
you.
a drink of water.
I seriously think he's going to the bathroom. Like, I think that's part of it. All right.
Probably a porta potty right there.
I don't.
Yeah, well, he's been running around all night, so he has to get a drink of water. You have to pee, all that good stuff.
I just want to mention real quick, Jim, before you get into the next topic.
Yeah.
The fact that Eddie Guerrero in 1997 is in the semi-main event of a pay-per-view is a big deal.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't think we even realized it until like years later.
And he was also called the Mexican Jumping Bean.
Well,
when when all the WCW guys come out, the NWO voice usually insults them, and that was his. I don't think we really caught the other ones.
Right.
There was definitely one for Jarrett. I just don't remember who it was, or what it was, I should say. But yeah, no, I agree. Guerrero is in a big spot. I mean, I feel like this. I'm not kind of surprised this is going on after the tag team match, to be honest with you. All right, AEW has released I'm not going to try to think the best way to describe this. A yearly subscription of something for female fans, or
yeah,
I shouldn't say female fans
WWF
because
heels.
well, I shouldn't say female fans. I should say fans of female wrestling, because maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to check if you're a male or a female.
Right.
I don't think they're going to ask you for your photo ID. So they're charging, I believe it's, I don't remember.
$49 a year. I got the release up here because I was actually reading that before we came on here. It says, with the annual paid subscription of $49, members receive access to a variety of features, including virtual meet and greets, video conference discussions with industry experts, exclusive AEW talent Q&A sessions, customized merchandise, special promotions, theme parties, and more. The secure space enables AEW Heels members to connect, learn, and thrive together through shared passions for women's wrestling.
Now, this is great because we have a woman on this episode, so we'll get that point of view. But I think people that are criticizing, and I'm not saying it's me yet. I'm going to tell you my concerns or what I think is good in a second. But I think from what I've seen, a lot of concerns are, first off, the price, which you said it was $50, but it should be mentioned, I believe that's a $50 annual fee, not a monthly fee. Now, I don't know if that means that, well, I guess it does mean that you have to pay all of it up front. It's not like you can pay monthly, I'm assuming. That some people say that that's too much. And the other argument is, what are you really getting? Because my thing is, I was very surprised that one of the things that's not offered is exclusive matches. I was very surprised by that. So this is theoretically a virtual meet and greet, from what I can tell. Now, I guess let's start off with Sarah here. Your thoughts on, because some people just say that this is a cash grab. Because also, let me just finish here real quick. The reason people would say that is because you said it's an annual fee and you'll have events. You have not said how many events there will be, or how often they will be, or what those events even really are.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think
so go ahead. You go first. Sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. This is definitely something that I am interested in. This is something that I definitely have a lot of questions about. They're just, now coming out with this, and I would really, really love to find out what Brandy Rhodes' vision is for this. like, I really want to, like, reach out to her and be like, what is this? Can I be a part of it? Because this sounds so awesome. But yeah, I definitely think it's a great idea. You know, as a female wrestling fan, you know, there's a lot of people who don't take us seriously. I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this so much in terms of podcasts and writing, because people are like, oh, they're just watching for the guys in tights, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, we're not dead, but, you know, we could pay attention to the match too. I mean, we can multitask, but.
Not only that, if I could jump in here, is that might have been the case in the 80s, maybe the 90s, where, you know, a lot of people criticize, like, oh, look how the females used to be. They used to be all, you know, bikini models or whatnot. You have to remember, the guys were kind of encouraged also to be muscular and bigger and stronger. Like,
yeah, that's
so
true. I still think there's a stigma out there. Because even for somebody like me, I still get some smart ass comments or whatever from time to time. I remember, and a matter of fact, I remember being in line at the Access in San Jose to meet Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and I said I was nervous, even though I met him previously in New Orleans. I was still nervous,
right?
Just, you know, you're going to meet John Moxley.
Also, yeah, because it's someone that you actually care about and have like an attachment to.
I'm a huge fan of. I love his work. Blah blah. You know, you just kind of get nervous. And my biggest thing was I didn't want to say something dumb. You know.
No, I think that's a lot of people. To be honest with you.
That was behind us. He was in front of us or behind us. He made a smart comment. I can't remember exactly what he said, and I remember it pissed me off so bad. And it was like, dude, that has nothing to do with it. And my best friend gave him the business. Like, she was like, why would you say stuff like that? Yeah, like, I mean, we ended up having like a full out conversation in line, waiting to meet him. And like, dude, you know, it's like, okay, me being nervous doesn't constitute that, you know, oh my God, he's so hot, I'm in love with him. No, it don't have nothing to do with that.
Well, to be fair,
I think that's a lot of people. I think many people assume that's how girls think sometimes, and not all girls are like that.
Well, I also think that assumption goes the other way as well. I think for like a guy meeting a female wrestler, in some ways, would probably bring that stigma, like, oh, you don't really like her, you just think she's hot and want a picture with her. So it kind of goes both ways. Obviously, we always hear it more one way than the other.
Though, in this stance, that's just me.
I think it depends who it is, because, you know, I don't want to put names out there, but I think if it's a guy that's going to get a picture with someone that's very attractive, I think that comes out more, as opposed to someone who's not so much. And there are definitely some that, at least in my opinion, are definitely not so much. And there's some that are beautiful, but whatever. Going off topic a little bit here. So my point is, Sarah, do you think 50's too high? Because again, the thing that surprised me the most was that you're not getting exclusive matches.
For me, it's hard to say. I think there will be more added on to it as far as what AEW Heels is. You might get exclusive matches, and it says that more. So there's definitely the option that that could be the case. So it's, I think it's a wait and see thing.
Does it bother you that it's a annual fee? You can't kind of be like, oh, let me try it this month, and then if I don't like it, I just won't get it next month.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of don't know about that one. I haven't really kind of put too much thought into it. I mean, I just read it a little while ago.
Sure, no problem. I'll try to fill in the blanks of what I know about it, because I think the other argument would be is probably about like how AEW.
Is there more than just is what all does it entail? I think that's my question. Okay, I think she has a good idea.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, it's a good idea. But I don't know if there is. If it was Impact, I'd be like, okay, this is totally worth it if you're a female wrestling fan. Impact has proven time and time and again, probably for the last maybe 15 years, that they know how to do a women's division. AEW has not really been, obviously not around that long. We're close to a year almost. Mm-hmm. I think people would say that is their weakest point. Now, I'll counter my own argument with that, with meaning like that it's only a 2-hour show. You can only have so many people on there as well. But to me, the biggest thing that might get me dismayed about this is they're having a AEW tag tournament right now.
Mm-hmm. The first night was on Monday, and it was actually really good.
But that's the biggest problem that I have, is that it should be at least 2 matches on the main TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, like I said before, like you can't have everyone on all the time. But what I would have done is, I'm assuming that there's probably 4 matches in the first round. Put those 4 matches on Dynamite and have like 1 men's match, and you're good. Like, give your Darby Allins and Kenny Omegas a break for 1 week. You know, it used to be where there were certain guys that would every once in a while take 1 week off. Even Austin, in his biggest time, I remember there would be like 1 or 2 episodes that he wasn't on at all. Because it keeps things fresh. And I don't know why they didn't do that with this division. And I'm not out here saying like, oh, I'm a big women's wrestling fan. I want women on all of this stuff. But I do think that there's something to be said about variety, and you had a chance to do that with this tournament. And I just think it's very like, I just don't think it's a good look that none of these matches were going to be on TV, it looks like. And I think that speaks to why people should be concerned about this service.
I got you. Yeah, it's hard to say. Me personally, I like it. But there's a lot of questions behind it as well.
Right. Bill, what do you think? I know you didn't get to chime in on this yet.
You know, the first thing, and maybe the main thing that I kept thinking about was the price. Because for $50 a year, you're rounding it up to like $4 a month, basically. Like
right, which I do find hilarious that some people were like, how can we pay $50? Right, pay $10 for WWE Network. Like, are you doing the math?
Exactly. I mean, my thinking is with anything new, especially, you know, like clubs or streaming services, is you're not going to put everything out right away.
Right.
And I'm sure, I'm just guessing. I'm not being, you know, an AEW fan. I'm just guessing.
Are you being an AEW fanboy, Bill?
Right. Like Roddy Ross is a WWE fan.
You know what? I got to admit, he's not as much as he used to be.
Right.
I can tell by our last conversations with him.
Because, I mean, there are some, like, if you go on, like, Twitter and Facebook and all that, you have AEW fanboys there.
Sure, I agree with you.
But I think they're gonna put more stuff out eventually once it gets started, and if they have numbers that are like either higher or lower than expected, or at the numbers that they, like that number that they just expected right away, then they could be like, okay, well, we have new stuff to put out. Like, and I'll go back to Disney Plus. When Disney Plus came out, there was a lot of stuff that they put out. But the thing that worked with Disney is they have so much content that they didn't have to put it all out right away. So here with the Heels Club, maybe they're in the position of, we have stuff planned, we're just not going to reveal our full hand yet. And for $50, I mean, geez, that's not really like the worst price in the world. I mean, like, and I think back to before COVID began, like AMC Stubs, like if you were a member there, like their price per month was a ridiculous number. Like it was like $15-$20 a month. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it was a high number per month, and that basically meant you're going to go to the movies like every weekend, at least one movie, maybe two.
Right. Like I said, I think that right now what's probably hurting is, like you mentioned with Disney Plus, when they launched, you kind of got a list of what they're going to be releasing. AEW has been on for less than a year. Even if you put every single women's match on there, is that really enough to like say, is it worth it? Again, I think the thing that hurts the most right now is the fact they're asking for an annual fee. If you said like, okay, it'll be, do the thing where it's like it's $8 a month, but if you sign up for the annual fee, it is a little, it's less. That's what I would have done, but we'll see. Like you said, it's a new idea. Sarah, as someone that would probably, be interested in subscribing to this, what would you want to see to make this worth your while?
That's a good question.
By the way, the NWO lost again.
Yeah, Guerrero. I just saw Guerrero won. Oh, I miss him. I'm reading the announcement here. Female wrestling fans can seamlessly access AEW Heels exclusive content and other special benefits, all in a safe environment for engaging in conversation and developing friendships worldwide. So it's kind of like it sounds like a community. Oh, well, it does say new female forward community led by Brandy Rhodes. And all this sounds good and stuff. And I think female wrestling fans, I know for me, like when I go to shows and stuff, of course we wear, you wear your t-shirts and stuff like that. There was something that I would like to see, being a girl, female, there was this girl that I knew. She used to make bows, like hair bows. She would, I don't know how she made them, but they were so cute. And she would put a picture of like, say, the Shield or Paige or somebody. And but yeah, she used to do that, and I used to put my hair up and wear one of those bows. It was kind of a way for us to show our fandom in a cutesy, different way, So like, I think things like that is what makes the female wrestling fans stand out. It's like,
Sarah, sorry to interrupt you. We have Miss NWO here. We're going to come back to you in a second. We've been following this all night. Go ahead, Bill. Give us what do they say?
Number one is Natalie. She's 5'3".
Oh, we have stats.
We have stats. Her hobby includes tapping kegs.
Ooh.
Here
Who's
comes
this one?
contestant number 2. Her name
It's certainly taking a while.
is Miss Lori. She's 5 foot. Her quote is, "Men with bowling shirts turn me on."
Wow. I'm excited. Number
Contestant
3.
number 3 is Miss Rachel, 5'5". Her hobby includes training Rottweilers.
So far, 2 has my favorite hobby.
Number 4, Miss D, is 5'8". Her hobby is treating hangovers.
Yes, Miss D. There we go. That's what I'm going for.
Well, she is a registered nurse, so I guess treating hangovers is part of the job.
She's probably just going to give me a Tylenol.
Number 5 is Miss Connie. She's 5'3". Her quote, "Shut up, you rats!"
I still
She's
like
a
Miss D.
school bus driver.
I want Miss D to treat my hangovers.
Contestant number 6 will get an honorable award for being the AARP division champion.
Wow.
Isla is 5'5". Her hobbies include detailing pickup trucks. And she's semi-retired.
Semi. What does that mean?
Sort of retired, but not really.
It's
You
partially.
either are, you aren't.
Yeah, number 7 is...
You work a number of hours.
Number 7 is Miss Becky.
Oh, that's probably true. Good.
Miss Becky is 5'9". Her hobby is cooking bratwurst and French fries.
Ooh.
She gets a couple of points from me.
Really? Okay.
Just for the
I still like
bratwurst
Miss
and the
D.
French fries.
I need my hangover treated.
Number 8 is Miss Trisha.
Let's get some stats.
Miss Trisha is 5'7". Her quote, "Men in leather and flannel get my motor running."
Hmm.
It said Miss Mary, though.
Did it?
Yes.
Someone messed up.
Contestant number 9 is Miss Mary.
Oh, this is Miss Mary.
Miss Mary is 5'7". Her quote is the same thing as contestant
Wait,
number
what?
8. So I think we got
Somebody getting fired.
we got a typo. And finally, contestant number 10 is Miss Jody.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jody is 5'3". Her hobby is bowling and playing the lottery.
Good for her. Was she a shipping and receiving clerk?
I can see where she plays the lotto a lot.
Well, Miss D. There she is. She's going to treat my hangover.
The choice is not yours, quite unfortunately. The choice is not mine.
Whose
The
is
choice
it then?
comes to Eric Bischoff.
Oh, God.
Well, I can tell you it's not going to be 5 or 6. Or
Okay.
7. Even though 7 did get a couple of bonus points.
What kind of music is the end? That's the one thing I miss about sound. What music is the NWO band playing right now?
It's not smooth jazz, I'll tell you that.
It's true. So I'm assuming if this is going to be the Hogan Giant match,
Yeah.
because I don't think there was any other matches outside of that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Who does he pick as Miss NWO?
So what does he say? He's chosen for a lot of reasons. A couple of them, they live in Cedar Rapids, so he would have to buy them a plane ticket. They live here, so we can get the hotel room. That worked.
They have their own hogs.
They have their own hogs. He loves that since he made a pay-per-view specifically to do motorcycles in.
Yes. We have a problem here.
What?
The competition is so close. Comes down to a tie. We have to break this tie.
By the way, did they announce what the winner gets?
I don't know.
All right, so it's down to 2. He's putting it down to 2 at this point.
Oh, remind me after this, Jim.
To to tell you who you would have on if it was
No.
Miss that wrestling show?
No, about ECW.
Okay.
Because once I say it, you'll remember it.
All right. There's some of the finest looking women in Cedar Rapids with their own hog.
When I ask this question, it only be like you can't hear and you can't hear. Okay, so it's going to be whispered into his ear. So number 2, I guess, is one of the finalists?
Well, I don't think you'd be asking the question if she wasn't.
And
what is he doing?
number 7?
Number 7's the other finalist. So Miss D is not a finalist, which is a shame.
Our picks got robbed, Jim.
Yeah, especially Miss D. I guess Bischoff doesn't need someone to treat his hangover.
I know. Do we have the flowers?
Are there flowers?
Do we have the crown? Do we have the money? Oh, there is no money.
You have the smoke. Oh, so they just get a flower and a crown.
The winner is... Oh!
There it is, the new NWO. What was her hobby again? Do you remember?
Oh, she likes to make bratwursts and French fries.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gives her a kiss.
Here she is.
The celebration.
Miss NWO.
No, wouldn't it just be the lyrics in the NWO theme song? Like,
I know.
You're like, you are the winner, you are the winner, you are the win. You're the winner.
You guys got robbed.
I take Miss D. She was my favorite.
This, sadly, is the greatest moment of her life.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. She has to do a walk around now? I wish.
And what is so crazy is these women were from like all walks of life.
Oh my God.
Literally. I mean.
Sarah, what do you think that this woman's doing right now in 2020?
I don't know.
I wish we had a name, like a full name.
I'd like to think she's still alive. Let me look up. Well, let me look up what her name is.
That would be like a good topic to find. Like,
I think she almost fell.
Now. Do you remember?
She looks like she tripped.
This is what she's up to now.
Right. Come on, WWE. If you can. Oh, did they ever contact the person that first won the In Your House for their In Your House? She's sitting on a toilet bowl. That is the that's the throne.
The throne.
What happens
when
you...
gosh. Wow. Poor girl.
Where's Miss D? Well, the other women are being very supportive. Women supporting women, I suppose.
Let's see.
All right, well, Bill looks that up, and Bill, I did not forget about ECW.
Thank you.
We were talking about AEW heels.
We were talking about AEW heels, so Sarah, go ahead. You were interrupted because obviously there was breaking news here.
And there was something else that they had mentioned in the announcement that they did a makeup tutorial with the AEW makeup artist. So that's cool. You know, I was like, oh, hey, you know, because
next up, Meltzer Right, the beauty contest.
So, you know, I'm curious to see what it's really about. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pay for it yet or not. I'm gonna think on it some more.
Right.
But it sounds like a fantastic idea, and for Brandy's sake, I hope it's successful. It definitely sounds like an amazing concept.
Right. All right, Bill. Do we have an update on Miss NWO?
No, I'm still looking. I know
she's probably went to hiding.
Becky. We know that.
Yes.
God. See, if I was able to go backwards and get the name, I probably would get it, but...
She's going to sit there during this match? She's on the toilet throne right now.
Well, why wouldn't you? The main event's probably a piece of shit, so...
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Why? Hold on. Did you know the Giant's coming out, but Hogan is on the screens while the Giant comes out?
Probably trying to psych him out.
Oh, there he is. Like 3 Hogans. It's like SmackDown versus Raw, what was it, 2005, where you can be Hollywood Hogan, Hulk Hogan, and Hogan 80s.
Or Mr. America, perhaps?
No, in the game you can actually choose between those
funny.
I'm very sad that we might not get anything about Miss NWO, but okay. Bill, what is it with ECW? What do you want to bring up?
Okay, so when we watched...
How much fun our ECW thing was?
Yeah, when we watched Living Dangerously off of the Al Snow Cronus match.
Correct.
The next day, they did have the match. It was at an ECW show in Queens, New York.
But was it like right after or 2 months later?
It was about a couple weeks after.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a month, 2 months after. It was like a few weeks after.
That would be great if that's what it was promoted as. The match that you couldn't see at Living Dangerously 1998. Right. All right, Sarah, let's you have anything to talk about here? Any topic?
I'm still wondering about Miss NWO now. Y'all got me curious.
I don't think we're finding anything. I think that's the problem.
Dang.
I mean, I guess you could put a search out for anyone named Becky.
Hashtag find Miss NWO 1997.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, you could also just do a thing where it's like, let's just get a list of anyone named Becky that was in Cedar Rapids.
I'm going to do this one time. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the name. But you guys, you all keep watching.
Okay.
I'm going to get the name.
All right, gotta get the name. Me and Sarah will hold down the fort here.
Yep.
God, and here's what I actually need, Bill, because I don't know who these guys are who are accompanying Hogan. I have a feeling there's some dumb sports players. Because I guess that's how I associate it.
Members of the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe you could just, is that who they are?
I thought I remember.
Oh no, they just said Detroit Pistons.
Oh, the Detroit Pistons.
Oh no, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah, they are from the Dallas Cowboys.
See, when I see people that I don't know who they are, I just say other freaking sports people.
There you go.
Definitely a sportist. I'm against sports people.
All right.
Ray Donaldson. Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me talk about that.
Players are big wrestling fans. You always see them in the crowd and stuff.
I know. I hate it. Sarah. Because the guy's name was Donaldson. This made me think of something I was thinking of earlier. It has nothing to do with wrestling, but I want to get your take. Donald Duck. Do you think that there's somewhere in the Disney timeline an explanation, maybe like not on the front, that he has a speech problem? Because he is the only duck that talks like that in the history of Disney, from what I can think of.
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie have a little bit, if you watch old DuckTales, a little bit of the speech problem, like that you can tell.
Right, yeah.
Maybe when they get older. But actually, no, that's not proven. You know why? Because we have seen them older in Quack Pack, and they're fine.
Yeah. Huh. I remember when I was younger, my brother and I, we used to try to do it. We're like,
right, I got the name.
Oh, wait, hold on. We have a Miss NWO update. We'll get back to Donald Duck's speech problems in a second.
Her name is Becky Patton.
Can I get the spelling of that, Patton?
Patton.
Oh, like Oswald.
Yeah. I'm going to see if she's on Facebook.
You're definitely got to keep looking now that you have a full name. All right, back to Donald Duck. So, Sarah, Do you think at any point Disney did a reason why he's the only duck that sounds like that?
I don't know. Yeah, you got me on that one.
All right. Unfortunately, I guess we can't go too much further with that. I'm gonna do research.
Yeah, you got me with that one. I'm just sitting there like, you know what? I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, because Daisy's fine.
Yeah.
Even like Scrooge McDuck has an accent, but he sounds pretty normal.
Fine. Yeah.
Right. I mean, basically anyone from DuckTales, like Launchpad, Gyro,
Man,
they're all fine.
DuckTales was my show back in the day.
That was the first thing I watched on Disney Plus, DuckTales.
Now, have you seen?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the new generation? I guess we call it a DuckTales.
I have. I like some things about it, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. I don't like how the nephews are idiots. I don't like that Mrs. Beakley is like a rejected James Bond character.
He's like a muscle, or a weightlifter.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just but I like that they use more Donald. Like he's been on that version of DuckTales way more than he was on the original.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the cameos. Like they had Rescue Rangers cameo like a few weeks ago, I believe.
Goofy was on one.
Sure
Yeah, Goofy was on one. That's right. Gorsh. All right, Sarah, what's your topic since we can't go much further with the Donald Duck thing?
Y'all got me thinking about Donald Duck orange juice and how I need to pick some up at the grocery store.
It's still around, thank goodness.
It is. Yeah. Few and far between. Yeah. They actually Dollar Tree, the ones that have the coolers in the stores, they actually have the orange juice like single servings. But like your local grocery stores might have them as well. I know there's one in my area that does, and I try to wait till it's on sale because otherwise it's kind of pricey.
What's our time on the show?
Let me see. It looks like we have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So about 2 hours 30.
Oh, 39 minutes, yeah. And well, might as well go with 2 hours 40 minutes. I'm sorry, 2 hours 30 minutes.
All right.
And we're gonna be there in about 15 seconds. So go to
looking
2 hours and 30
at the
minutes.
giant now. Looking at the giant now, who we all know is the Big Show and that we all love and sometimes hate.
All right, Bill,
hate
3,
love or
2,
whatever. Love to hate.
1, 3 minutes, 3 out, 2:30 right now.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
All
you
right.
should be seeing Hogan and Vincent.
Looking at him now. What? I still couldn't believe they had him challenge Drew McIntyre after Mania was over. Like
no, that was the WrestleMania main event. Excuse me.
main event, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like the main event after the main event.
Well, I mean, it's the same show, so to me, that was the main event.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's a great topic to end off on. So, I actually like the SummerSlam main event. Holy shit, something positive from me on something WWE's doing.
I cannot wait.
Because guess what? It's not a fucking part-timer in the main event.
Actually, that promo Monday night was really good.
Here's a question.
Drew McIntyre has been on fire this year. Like, I wish he could like be out there with the fans and stuff because like I know they'd be like eating it up every time he goes out there. Like,
Here's a question: when was the last time there was a main event with two wrestlers that were full time for the world title ending the night?
Oh my god!
It's definitely not this year.
No.
That's why I'm so interested in the main event. I'm like, thank God, this is what they should be doing. This should be every pay-per-view.
Are you talking about for like the major pay-per-views?
I'm talking about any pay-per-view. Other than NXT, because I'm sure they were fine.
You know, what's popping into my head?
What?
Is Survivor Series. Oh, but that had NXT in it, so I can't use
Yes.
that.
Yep, you can't use that one.
Okay, you know what? I got it. TLC last year.
Okay.
Becky and Charlotte against Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Yeah, but that wasn't for the world title.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, you meant the world title.
1-on-1 world title.
Oh shit.
Oh, no part-timers.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, damn, when was that? Holy shit.
Because they don't do it anymore. Right. Because they rely on part-timers all the goddamn time. You might not even get an answer in the next 8 minutes.
I probably won't.
Y'all gonna make me go on Google.
Big Show is being choked out here, or Giant.
To be honest, I probably should have asked this like an hour and a half ago. To be fair. But yeah, look. I can take or leave both Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton, but I am just happy that finally two people that are actually there all year long are gonna. Now, granted, who knows? Maybe WWE throws some bullshit on us and it isn't actually the main event, and some other thing is the main event.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, since we're on the topic of the
part-timers.
SummerSlam.
Okay.
It is being rumored. I'm gonna use that word, rumored, that it could be in 3 possible places because Vince doesn't want to be in the Performance Center anymore for pay-per-view.
They deserve to be in the Performance Center. But go ahead.
The leader right now that I've heard is Atlantic City, New Jersey.
God damn it. Governor Murphy, don't allow it. I'm going to campaign to Governor Murphy starting tomorrow to not allow SummerSlam in Atlantic City.
The other places I've heard is Rhode Island and I think New Hampshire is the other one.
Will Crown Jewel count in this too?
Sure, yeah.
That's a good question.
Okay,
yes.
we got at Crown Jewel on the October 31st, Halloween, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend in a False Count Anywhere match for the Universal Championship.
And that was the final match? That was the final match?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think she's right,
okay. Then,
actually.
Nope, that sounds okay. I'll accept that. So that was the last time. So it's been how many months?
You said it was October, right, Sarah?
Yes.
So we're close to a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
Yeah. So, okay, going back to Bill's thing, though, real quick, because I know we're running out of time here. Rhode Island and what was the other one?
New Hampshire. I highly doubt it's going to be in New Hampshire.
I don't know. It has a shot. Here's the thing. Governor Murphy, and living in New Jersey, I know that Governor Murphy, in regards to this, is a complete hypocrite because he has a travel ban like New York has for, like, you have to, when you come in, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, for no fucking good reason, sports players don't have to do this.
And they have a lot, like, there have been some independent wrestling shows that have been running as of late in Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, GCW ran, but also that
Beyond
probably
Wrestling.
went under the radar. This is more of a major
Right.
company. Which, that's the other thing. I don't want to freaking hear WWE say it's the first event of wrestling to come back, or whatever way they're going to try to spin it, because that's not going to be true.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want it to be in New Jersey because it's just wrong, just fucking wrong. But I have a feeling it will be. Sarah, what do you think?
I'm kind of mixed on it too. Like, I'd love to see fans if they did a SummerSlam like on the beach or something like that. I would like to see fans, but at the same time, considering the outbreak and all that, I don't know if that's a good idea at this time. Plus, SummerSlam is like, what, 2 weeks away? It's kind of like really running out of time with that as far as that goes.
I just don't think WWE should be rewarded for their bad behavior, as Nick Patrick is not being rewarded for his bad behavior all night by getting a choke slam. Here comes Buff. He's the star.
Poor Nick Patrick. I hope he slept good that evening.
Right? Like,
MVP
oh my God.
This pay-per-view, Nick Patrick.
Oh, there's an NWO guitar.
Okay, now here's where I'm going to question the end of this show. You have WCW people in the stands the entire show. Why are they not coming out?
I'm going to tell you right now, I know the answer to this.
Okay.
Because the Giant is getting this title shot from being in by winning World War III.
Right.
And he didn't join back to, oh, they didn't break the first time. Oh, that was not a good shot. He didn't rejoin he didn't rejoin WCW. He just doesn't like the NWO.
Right.
Like, basically, what the way they played this off was that the Giant, if he won, it would still be in the NWO. Hence why the NWO is okay with Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Because no matter who wins, not that obviously they definitely favor Hogan, but I think that's the thinking here.
Yeah.
And the Giant's been against WCW forever at this point, so they'd be like, fuck him.
That's true.
I think he officially rejoins WCW when he teams with Luger.
What would have been funny is if they all left before the main event.
That's true. Hey, we gotta get their money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about? Because we're wrapping things up here. I'm sure there's only a few minutes left.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. So where do you stand, Bill?
I don't think it should be held in New Jersey.
Yes.
I really don't. It should be in the Performance Center. Everyone's been there for like 6 months. Why would you even think of... I mean, I know why you would think of doing it, but... You know, what's the point?
Right. Okay, so at this point, we're probably going to give some final plugs as we head out here. Hogan is talking about stuff. Brother. He's holding up his belt because did he officially win?
I don't know.
It's their pay-per-view, it's their match, anything goes.
Right. There it is.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since I watched it. Apparently, I know the reason why I haven't watched it in so long and forgot half of the stuff.
Six got hit in the head with a bottle.
Oh, Bischoff did too.
Oh, yeah, they used to do that back then too. Oh my gosh.
Look, they're all pals.
Oh, look at that.
Is Miss NWO still on the throne? I'm trying to look to see if I can tell. I think I can't tell.
I think they sent him to the back, guys. I can't.
Look, Eric Bischoff, aka King. Biggest icon in wrestling. All right, so let's give some final plugs before we head out of here. Let's start with Sarah. Where can people find you, if anywhere?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
Final, I don't know. Do you want to promote social media or do you?
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
and give your overall thoughts on today's experience.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Six and Eddie Guerrero. As we were talking about other stuff, kind of keeping an eye on the matches too. Definitely some names from the past, and again, I appreciate y'all inviting me to join y'all this evening. I had a blast as always. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/JustSarah, AWV. I'm also on Instagram as AntiTwister08, and you can find my work on eWrestling News and Diva Dirt.
All right, Bill, let's get some plugs for you before I give my final plugs and your thoughts on everything.
All right. Well, this was a very interesting show. I'll say that. Maybe with the sound off, it came off a little bit better than with it on. So maybe I'll watch this in the future with sound on, see if it's good or bad. Follow me on Twitter at House of Bill. Follow me on Instagram at MrBilliam85. And check out my podcast, That Wrestling Show, which comes out each and every Friday.
All right, and as for me, we're still going on with the summer series, and myself and Bill, and I'm so unprepared. Bill, who's next Sunday?
Angry
Obviously,
Cooter.
this is oh yeah, that's right, and SummerSlam 91. Thank you. Okay, which to be honest, you will probably talk a lot at that point about this year's SummerSlam too, and to be honest with you, we may have a better idea if WWE unfairly got their way, or if the right thing was done and SummerSlam will be in the Performance Center. Mm-hmm. I am on Twitter and Instagram. That's podcasting. And with that in mind, have a great week, everyone.